welcome to a new episode of Une Sports. Welcome back. This is episode 93, and you're joined by your host, Richy and Mr. Wets. What's going on, bro?
Not much, baby. I found out that I sound like the ultimate podcaster when you listen to me in 2 times speed or
Why?
one or one or 1.5 times speed. Because my my voice is like so monotone. I feel like I always speak so slowly. But when I listen to myself back in 1.5 times speed, I was like, oh man, I actually sound like a good
A
podcaster.
podcaster. That's true. That's true. The episodes are always available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And you can always find us on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. TikTok, Instagram is Une Sports. All the handles are going to be in the comments for the right spelling. So you're going to find everything there. And follow us and discuss with us. Any interesting that happened so far this week, Mike? Sports-wise or anything?
Yes.
What is it?
The Milwaukee Bucks just won the NBA Cup,
Okay. That's okay. Yeah.
the in-season tournament, yep. And Marcus Rashford.
We're gonna hold on those two because
yeah,
we're gonna talk about Rashford.
Yeah, but pretty interesting week so far. Yeah.
Eventful. It's December, the holidays. Yeah. So speaking of NBA, on the NBA Cup, the final was yesterday, December 17th, 2024, and I'm correct, right? December 17th, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. And the Bucks won against
the Oklahoma City Thunder.
There you go. Yeah. It wasn't really much of a game, but it felt like every time the OKC wanted to come back, the Bucks were just right there with the nail. Like the final score was 97-81. Darvin Ham, 2 back-to-back champion. OKC, like there's some questions to be asked. Do you think they need another player to take it to the next step, to the next level? But they look like they're gonna be a good regular season team every year, but when the playoff comes, once the playoff comes, like do they need another, like should they be out there like looking for another star to put next to Mr. Shy?
For me, yeah, 100% for me, in my opinion. Maybe one day, we deeper in the season,
Yeah,
we
definitely will.
We'll talk a little bit more about them. But yeah, to me, and what's crazy is that I feel like their style of play, especially for Shea, Mr. Free Throw Line, his game is like suited for the playoffs. Like, he operates in the mid range. Whenever you touch him, he gets the whistle. He goes to the free throw line a lot and stuff like that. But it's just that I don't know, man. There feels like there's something about this team, like it's just lacking something, in my opinion.
Yeah, we'll definitely get deeper into talking about them.
But yeah, they definitely should be shopping around. They got a million. They got a million picks. They could get it done.
You said a million picks. Other quick bites today. Real Madrid won the Intercontinental Cup, World Cup Club, 3-0 versus Pachuca. Goals by Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Vinicius Jr. And there was some EFL Cup today. Arsenal beat Crystal Palace 3-2. Newcastle won against Brentford 3-1. Southampton lost to Liverpool 2-1. And tomorrow there's going to be Tottenham versus Manchester United. I have one more. There was Ligue 1. Monaco lost at home against Paris Saint-Germain 3-2. Actually, sorry, 4-2. Because they got a last one. So we will be talking about that. So today's topic, we'll be discussing about Rashford, possible departure in January. We will talk about Darvin Ham comment about how he should have had an extension for the when he was at the Lakers. We'll briefly talk about that. We'll touch base on how Dennis Schröder will help Golden State. I want to also really quickly, and it's not a topic, but I just want to talk about why are the other top Ligue 1 teams not able to beat Paris Saint-Germain, a basic Paris Saint-Germain to me,
Hmm.
and that's about it, right?
Yeah, and then you got a little trivia game going
Oh
on
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
end.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
At the end, fun segment. It's called Sports Quiz. I have no idea what these questions are. I just bought it. We're gonna find out how it is. See if it's not too hard for Mike.
Yeah, Richie got some
Um,
cards, and we're gonna be playing a
yeah.
little bit of trivia. Hopefully, I get one right.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Let's start with the least topic one, the League Air question.
Hmm.
Um, my so right now I'm gonna give you the table, Mike. I'll give you like see how I'm gonna make it interesting for you. So top four right now, obviously Paris Saint-Germain and Monaco has one game ahead of everyone else. Right now, Paris Saint-Germain is leading with 40 points. Marseille is second with 30 points, and Monaco is third with 30 points. Lille fourth with 27 points, and fifth Lyon 25 points. So now, right now with this victory of Paris Saint-Germain 4-2, they have opened a gap of 10 points. Hopefully, if Marseille wins, they're gonna drop it to 7 points. It seems that every game that Paris Saint-Germain had this season versus the big ones,
Hmm.
they won all of them. Meanwhile, we've seen him in the Champions League. We know also, and there's some games also in the league here like they've tied. Like this is not the best Paris Saint-Germain, but it seems that every time they play against top clubs, when they won, they beat Lille 3-1 September 1st. I'm gonna give you another one. So they played against Marseille, October 27th. They beat Marseille 3-0 at Marseille. And today they play Monaco. They They won 4-2. And over the weekend, they play Lyon, where they won 3-1. Seems that every time they play them, in the past 2, 3 years, it's like they're whooping them. But prior to those games, Monaco was not really good, right, in those instances, but Lyon was building great momentum. And then
Hmm.
it built like a great, like, like, oh, okay, Sunday they're gonna play against Paris Saint-Germain. It's gonna be a good game. It wasn't a bad game, but it wasn't the game I expected. That I was expecting at least a tie or something like most. Even the Marseille one. Oh, the Zerbi is there, so they're building the game, and the weekend comes in, you get smacked 3-0. Yeah, there was a red card, but overall it wasn't really a great game by Marseille, so they have themselves to blame. Do
Hmm.
you think that somehow the Qatari era has has also helped and hurt the league, or is it just because the other teams should get better investors so they can, like as top teams like Lyon Monaco, they should have better rosters? What do you think about that?
Um, yeah, I mean,
Because the reason I'm asking is because like every year it seems that by January the league is already won, so it doesn't. You really have not much to talk about, but
mhm.
to talk about who's gonna secure their Champions League position in Europa League. So you talk about 2-7, kind of, or 2-6. If there's like a tight battle.
Yes, it is a little bit homogenous. But we could also say the same thing for Bayern Munich, in
Yeah,
Germany. It's only
you're right.
until the last two seasons that Bayern Munich has really been, that has been faltering, and uh, where Leverkusen was able to win it last season, but Dortmund did
The
the
last, the
choke
last,
did
yeah,
did the choke of a lifetime 2 seasons ago to give them the league. But it's the same thing for Germany as well. Like, there are those teams that are at the top. At a point in time like where Madrid would be able to spend, the right money with the right players. It was Madrid. But Spain is different. But I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that the Qatari, like, investment came for PSG. I think there's other teams that, for example, like, Ineos, who, went to their team and tried to invest in their team. Obviously, they're not a big club, but you know, I think the French league knows what it is.
Those investments stalled.
Yeah, but I think that the French league does know what it is, man. It is a developmental league, in my opinion, where most teams in the top flight in Ligue 1, I think they're always going to be looking like a team. I would say in England, I would compare them to like a Brighton, for example. They're a team that they're gonna get players and they're gonna try to sell them and make a profit because their money is not going to be coming from performances. Like, I mean, I think if you could go to Europe, the only team from France that's actually performing right now decently in terms of results is Brest. So I don't think, it's not PSG, it's not Monaco. I think it's only them.
And
I'm
the
not,
stadium is like not even over. I want to say not even over 70K seats.
yeah. Who,
So
PSG or?
no, no, Brest, Brest.
It definitely was way smaller.
No, it's no. I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
they're playing
7K? You said
European nights.
7K?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, under 70K. I don't have the actual number, but it's a
No,
very because
70K is 70K is
they're
massive, bro. Hmm.
okay, sorry, but they're trying to have them play the next round in another stadium, and they don't really want to because their strength is at home.
Yeah.
Playing at home.
Uh,
I'm
you
not gonna
know.
play no in Paris or something.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes that's what it is with smaller teams. I think what was it when Real Madrid played? Who did they play? Was it
Lille
Leganes?
or
Leganes.
Leganes, yeah.
Yeah, for example, their pitch was so narrow. These teams are able to press a little bit harder where, teams that are used to be able to use width to expand the field and stuff like that so that their midfielders and their wingers have more room to operate. It was very, very difficult game for Real Madrid because they just couldn't really operate in those tight spaces like that. So, but
But
yeah, man, personally myself, yeah, like I said, man, I don't think so. But the other point is that
the thing is that
why?
Mike is
Mhm.
the other teams that I'm naming, like
Mhm.
Marseille, Lyon, and Monaco. Those are
Mhm.
not. Yeah, maybe they're gonna have some young players that they're gonna sell, like Barcola, or probably Shelky. Barcola going to Paris Saint Germain. Shelky maybe going also to Paris Saint Germain or elsewhere. Maybe they're becoming sellers at the moment, so they can
Mhm.
sustain. But also, like we're not talking about like Lyon is not like, for example, Lyon is not a team like Brighton. Like those are teams that are supposed to be competitive in the League and not just to be fourth, fifth, and secure. It's to win the League. Like those are teams that has history, like Marseille.
Yeah,
They're not.
100%.
Yeah,
I feel you, and they do have the history. Like for example, Marseille, like they have a beautiful stadium in
Leone.
the
Yeah,
Stadio de Velodrome. They have a huge stadium, huge fan base, like great history.
scary
But
stadium for the home team. That's why they're always losing at home.
yeah,
They don't want to play at home.
yeah.
Too much pressure, bro.
Yeah, but I do think like the economics have changed, man. I don't think I mean, how many managers have Marseille, gone through over the last few seasons until De Zerbi just came
Some
in, for
Paoli,
example?
Tudor, um,
Yeah.
Marcelino.
Yeah, so,
Gattuso was interim, kind of. He was
yeah.
guaranteed to stay,
The
but yeah.
the economics have changed, unfortunately, with the dominance of PSG. And to your question about like why can't these teams beat a basic PSG. Like if you look
Decent
at
team.
if you look at PSG's lineup, like even if I don't think they're performing well, I would just go out and look at the dollar amount
Mike,
spent on these
I
players
understand, but
versus
this weekend
Mhm.
they were not able to sustain Due. Due is very
Yeah,
talented. He hasn't been
100.
playing this season. He has no confidence. How you let this kid just come in one game and
Look at
destroy your whole defense?
look at the dollar amount spent, Rich. It's just, talent is sometimes, it's just talent, man.
Yeah,
Like
but
if
Brest doesn't have much talent.
Yeah, they probably just
But
work harder. They have better
that's what I'm
tactics,
saying. Those
you
teams
know.
are not working harder, bro. They're
But
not working hard.
how did Brest perform versus PSG this season? Did they
Oh,
win?
they lost. They probably
Okay.
lost. I'm gonna
So,
check this one for you.
so, it
They're
is
not
what
doing
it
well
is.
in the
In
domestic.
the league, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah,
it's
they
just
have
sometimes
they lost 3-1. That
yeah,
was in September 14th.
sometimes you have these Cinderella stories, like, these teams come out of nowhere and,
Who
they
did
could
it? Dembele.
they can make stuff happen. But I mean, if I'm looking at a team that's lining up, Vitinha, Zaire Emery,
João Neves
and Yao Neves
or
in midfield,
Fagner. Yeah.
it's just that, dude, like these other teams are getting rolled, man. And I'm looking at, a lineup of Kyle Enrique, Hoiberg, not Guendouzi. What's the other?
No, 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 no,
Rabiot,
no. Rabiot, yeah.
Rabiot. So it's just,
Rongier, Odeberg, and then Rabiot plays a little bit up with
uh,
Greenwood.
it's just,
Greenwood's playing inward now.
yeah, it's just, talent is talent at the end of the
Yeah, they
day,
have more
man.
money. I understand that the
Hmm.
budget is like look. They bought a guy that well, how much they bought Colomani? Like around 90 million euros.
Yep, yep.
He hasn't played like much, so they
Hmm.
have a guy who's 90 million wasting on the bench. Whereas Marseille's probably scratching their heads to see how they can get
I
their
mean,
money worth for Wahi 30 million, who's not
e-
playing anymore
exactly,
because
and
what's his name again? Yeah,
the
Mope
Frenchman,
is
yeah,
Mope took
Neil
over.
Maupay. Yeah, but again, this is just to prove the point as well. Marseille trying to compete with a team like PSG trying to.
Yeah,
It's like, all right,
if to me,
you
Mike,
know,
if it was the Neymar era, Paris
mhm.
Saint-Germain, I would have understood because talent is so heavy that they don't even have to be good to score. But I'm talking about a PSG team that is not good at all. Who
I can't even say that. And domestically compared to the other teams, they're just better. Like if you
Yeah,
just look,
domestically, but I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, it's one game. It's one game. Well,
Yeah.
it's one game. You just gotta beat them
Mhm.
once. None of them did. That's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
I mean,
Yeah.
Marseille had the red card. Same thing for them this weekend where they got another red card and it was a nil, what, not nil,
Yeah,
1-1
half of the
draw.
game it was even. Half of the
Yeah.
game was even. They created situation where Shelky found Mikotadze with a beautiful finish, and I thought like, okay, 2-1, we're back. They're back in it. Like we're gonna have a game. They did sequences, but when I heard the press conference of the coach, a rookie coach, is doing a good job. It's like that's what I got pissed a little bit. I'm like, oh, okay, so we saw that we know that Paris Saint-Germain is a better team than you. I don't want to hear from you. You could give them props, be like like they were better than us, but it was too much of what they did, what they did, what they did, what they did. I'm like,
Mhm.
bro, you guys gonna have to figure out what you have to do. Stop giving props and start winning games. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Yeah. Talented midfield though, man. It's tough. It's tough.
I know Matix and Tolisso is not the most beautiful lineup in Yabshaki, but they were in a row. That's what I'm saying. Like they had momentum, so they had great momentum, and you just come in this game and then you're like not able to play. It's a little bit frustrating because, like I said, this is not a great Paris Saint-Germain team. Enrique is crazy to be like, okay, do it, you start. Like, bro, do didn't start for like, like it's like crazy. Like, all right, so let's move to the Rashford. Let's go to Rashford. Rashford, who has been in the media this week, a possible departure in January, and he also commented about it. Said that I won't say anything bad about Man United. I also believe it's time for a new challenge for me. Yeah, he also talked about the derby, like situation like that. You can't just like he's not gonna just stay like cry and stuff like that, and then he's just gonna keep on going.
Yeah.
What do you want to comment about everything that's been happening to Rashford this week?
I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, I think again, this is going to be one of those things that's a little bit introspective. I'll try not to go too long.
Yep.
But it's just like, you as my friend and some of my best friends know, I'm like a very emotional person, man. Whenever I get upset, I take things to the extreme. I say things that may or may not be able to be taken back a lot of times, man. You know, when the time comes when Marcus Rashford is gone and out of Manchester United jersey, it'll be it'll be tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna hurt because this kid has given us a lot of joy. He's given me a lot of joy watching Manchester United and seeing him come through the academy at a time when I remember we're coming from the Louis van Gaal era where the team is playing ugly football and can't score goals. And even under Mourinho, for example. And, you know, this kid just showed like skills that was worth to say like, hey, we have world class talent at Manchester United again, right? So it's gonna be tough, but all I have to say is that I think Manchester United MBE, Marcus Rashford MBE, I'm saying Manchester United, Marcus Rashford MBE, the brand. I think over the last few years, there's some big missteps that his team has made for him. Marcus Rashford has come out and said that he feels misunderstood a lot of times, right? He's done a lot of good outside of football. We know all his charitable work and stuff like that. But to come out in this time in this situation because of maybe, you know, we don't know all the details, but all we know is that Ruben Amorim decided to omit you from the matchday squad, yourself and Alejandro Garnacho. That means you guys did not travel to face Manchester City. You're not even on the bench, right? Whatever the reason may be, it is what it is. In the situation that Manchester United is right now, where like Ruben Amorim said, people are losing their jobs. Ten Hag just got fired because you guys were not performing. A new manager comes in, and under this chaos, the team finds a way to beat their biggest rivals, their city rivals, Manchester City. And then after the game, we're not even talking about it. We're talking about Marcus Rashford. Why? Because you decided to put this little thing out. It's like, dude, you are at Manchester United. Richie, if you Google not profitable, but the teams that are worth the most in club football, Manchester United is number two. Manchester United is absolutely abysmal. They've been absolutely terrible since 2013, not winning any major competition. Performances have been terrible. But because they're such a global brand, they are the biggest club in the world. No disrespect to Real Madrid, man. They are the biggest club in the world. Yes, you're going to have attention on you at all times. Your wages deem it fair. You get paid like a superstar. It doesn't make sense that you're being omitted from the squad and then like this is what you go to. Like criticism is just gonna happen. When I'm looking at Marcus Rashford and thinking about like what his ambitions are, I'm like, what do you think would happen at a club like Real Madrid, for example? Cristiano Ronaldo got booed so many times at Real Madrid. Like these players get booed so many times, man. But to me, man, you know, it hurts, but it is a business of what have you done for me lately? And in the last 18 months, Marcus Rashford has done nothing but, but poor performances, man.
Mm.
You had different opinions on it. You know, you
No,
could
I
speak.
mean, not really. It wasn't a different opinion. I was just talking about uh, the way the way the news came this week was like kind of odd to me. It was like, yeah, we all know Marcus Rashford was out of the club. I don't know if it would be January or this summer, but at some point, I didn't believe that he would be part of the new project unless he fought for it and then randomly he became good again and
Mhm.
they reassessed it. But like you said, in the past year and more, what have you done for me? Not much. And like you said, they gave him a good contract, no contribution for it. So it's football. We gotta move. We gotta find new talent and then move. Like you said, a club like Manchester United, an academy. They need to be good again for the Premier League. They're good for. It's like the Knicks being good for the NBA. It's good for
Yeah,
business. I mean, it's the business is still good, but it's still good that to see Manchester United doing well.
100%.
My only disagreement with you guys were I said that it's a weird way that they resurfaced the New York thing in the attire and they put that and gelled it together. Be like, yeah, he's gonna leave the club. It's like, yo, he's gonna leave the club regardless. Just boot him out, like. But the way the news surfaced, the way it was just versus other players that don't go through those things. It's fine. Critiques are fair game right now. He has nothing. He has no leverage, unfortunately,
Mhm.
um, because he hasn't had a good game
Yep.
for like not even a good game, like good sequence of a month, at least 3 weeks. Not really. We can't really think about Marcus Rashford being good for 3 weeks.
I mean, even moreover, man, it's just body language as well.
Yeah,
Like
the
even
body
when even
language.
when he scored twice at Everton. He didn't. It wasn't like he was happy. It's
No, I
like,
don't
okay,
think he's not. I think
you know.
I think it's correct. I think I'm going to talk. I don't want to really quote him because I can't remember everything, but he did talk about Rashford, how it's gonna be good. Like I think it's a good thing for both parties. Like you're hurting yourself staying Man United, and Man United is hurting trying to keep you because, hey, like we've been bad for 10 years, so we got to move.
For sure.
So
And
that was just my opinion. I didn't like how the legends were really talking about him, and one legend was talking about like his attire and whatever he was wearing. I don't like those comments, because like I said, like Amoim said, he was not. They didn't tell him that he couldn't go to New York. Would I go to New York? I don't know. That's another question.
yeah, it
I don't
was.
I don't mind them criticizing and be like, yo, we're not good, and then we finding in New York. I just didn't like the extra they added because I feel like
Yeah,
there's always an extra to some players when they're not good. We've seen it with Sterling, with England, like Central. I just don't like the extra. Criticize, but don't add the extra stuff like whatever he was wearing. Like, bro, he's in the next
well,
game. Like he's that's his normal clothes. If you don't like it, you don't have to comment about it. But yeah, that's my only thing.
but I
Yeah.
won't be surprised if he goes somewhere else and he lights it up, man, because he has the talent, he has
I think it's
the
logical.
attributes.
I feel like people like or like I feel like it's logical. I feel like players that leave a club, leave pressure, you go somewhere. Your first 6 months is high performances because it's a new challenge. It's the same thing as a job. You leave the job that you don't really like. The next job, the first 6 months, oh, you're gonna give it all. You're gonna give it all. You're gonna give it your all, and you're gonna see some improvement. So yeah, wherever he goes, I don't know where exactly, but he's gonna score some goals. I feel like his position too is gonna change a little bit too. I think we're gonna probably
Yeah,
see him a little bit more as a striker moving
but
forward.
yeah, if I mean that's the thing I don't
Because he
understand why
could
he didn't
score
want
goals.
to.
He could score goals. So put him.
Yeah,
They should try to put him close to the goal at this point. You
I mean,
know,
but the thing again,
find his
Rich,
confidence.
the
No, find
thing
his confidence to the goals. Then let him be like.
he doesn't want it though. That's what
No,
Ten Hag.
that's up to him.
Yeah,
That's up to him.
yeah.
Again, it's up to him.
Ten Hag tried to play him as a number nine, and we discussed it, and then we'll move on. But
No, we did. Yeah.
I said it. I was like, yo, under Amorim, I don't. He can't play in the 10 position, and
I
he
mean, the
tried
first
him.
game I'm already said like, yeah,
Yeah,
he can't, he can't.
he tried him, and that's why I was like, okay, he slotted him as a number nine, and I was like, yeah, as a number nine, he's gonna score goals under Amorim. But then, Rasmus Højlund is, the number
I
nine.
got a question for you before we move
Hmm.
to the next.
Yeah.
Are we seeing him in a United jersey before he leaves, or it's over?
I think so. I think so. I think Amorim is smart enough. It's gonna
To give
depend
him a
on that.
proper goodbye, or we see him leaving in January, or no?
I don't think January. I don't think so. Unless
Okay,
Arsenal really needs like is desperate and they make a phone call, but I can't see any team coming in January
his
to pick up
wages
Marcus
it's
Rashford.
just like,
Yeah.
and the clubs that might need a striker cannot afford it. Like Marseille would need another striker. Monaco needs a striker because Balogun is out.
Yeah.
There's so many teams that actually need a striker, but it's just the salaries, bro. Like you're gonna go
Yeah.
to if there's a bridge, they're gonna come and get him from Saudi Arabia, bro.
But I think
But
it
yeah,
will I think it will depend on the next conversation that happens with Ruben Amorim and where
yeah.
his headspace is at, because he has been dropped again for tomorrow's match day. So he will
Is
not
Garnacho
be.
back?
Yes, Garnacho is back, but Marcus Rashford has been omitted
Right.
again. So I
Probably
definitely
see
think
him
it's
over the
because of
weekend.
the comments. So, but we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So fair game. Let's see what's gonna happen in the next few weeks as we move to the January transfer
Hmm.
market. We'll see what's gonna happen. Let's move to NBA topics. Dennis Schroeder is making his way to the Bay. Oh, that worked. And so yeah, so they acquired him, and I have a few questions about it. But
Mm.
first, I want to say that he was acquired along with a 2025 second round pick from the Brooklyn Nets for D'Anthony Melton and Reese Beekman and 3 second round pick. So first, we've seen Golden State struggle a little bit at the end of the games lately. Now you bring a ball handler, he could score as well, and a little bit different. Like, what do you see that Dennis Schroeder can bring to this Golden State that started very, 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 very well, but stalled a little bit because of different reasons like scoring, defensively poor. What can Dennis Schroeder come in and help immediately?
I think they brought him in because they want to play Steph a little bit more off
Off
ball.
ball? Yeah.
Yeah, they want to keep that going, because like, I mean, when you look at the games now, like Jonathan Kuminga is probably handles the
He's a good
ball.
playmaker too, so he's
Yeah,
another playmaker for these
he's
guys.
yeah, he's the one that's handling the ball a lot of times. And I mean, Draymond Green in the past as well.
And pause.
Um, and again, when you're looking at, the guy that was supposed to, you know, maybe keep the same level of 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 performances, or even start, upgrading Brendan Podziemski, like literally just started nosediving. Like once Klay Thompson left town, it was just like, all right, my motivation is gone and it's done. So his performances have been so bad. It's just like, yeah, they needed reinforcements. Buddy Hield is not somebody that's always consistent. He's not really good at defense. And I think Dennis Schroeder fits that. Like, he's a good shooter. He's feisty. He gets under people's skins, and he's a really good playmaker. So I think, that helps him out a lot. Even though I know
Maybe
Steph,
help the second unit too.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I know like Steph Curry has played a lot off the ball throughout his career, but me personally, I'm gonna be a little bit pessimistic about this move. Yes, it helps in the short term, I think, but I just think, man, sometimes I'm like looking at Steve Kerr. I'm just like, yo, just give Steph the ball, man. Just run him through screens, give him the ball, and let him initiate the offense, instead of like letting these other guys initiate the offense. Like, let Steph Curry be the decision maker. I know there's one game that they criticize him, that they lost. I forgot which game it was. I think it was the Houston Rockets game, where he took an early shot, and then they lost the game by, like, on a buzzer beater or something like that. And I know the inside crew was criticizing him. They said it was Steph's fault instead of Podziemski. Yeah, I think Podziemski had fouled on the jump shot. That's when Steve Kerr was criticizing him, and then they were blaming Steph Curry for taking the shot. I'm like, hey, listen, man, Steph Curry has the right to take that shot. I don't care. It's Steph Curry. But yeah, I'm a little bit apprehensive about the move, but I do understand it. It's really just playmaking, defensive,
They
fits the
said um he's a very good his strength is very good on pick and rolls.
Hmm.
So stats,
Yeah.
Dennis Schroeder stats 18.4 points per game, 6.6 assists, and 38.7 shooting from behind the arc.
Yep.
So yeah, like Steve Kerr said that we've been changing our lineup a lot, almost
Yep.
every night.
Hmm.
So he would be a good fit next to Steph, but we gotta see how it plays out. But like I said, he's gonna play like playmaking a little bit, help the second unit. claiming for Curry and Buddy Hield, and these guys are great shooters. So find these guys, like see how it goes. See how it goes. Any last comment on that one?
I just wish they would get Steph an athletic big for
Yeah, you've
once in
been
his
asking that
career.
since a
Jesus,
long
man.
time. I don't
Please,
think you're gonna
God.
get that, Mike. I don't think
It
you're
was
gonna.
supposed Wiseman was supposed to be the
Supposed to
chosen
be the
one.
guy, but he's not.
He was
Yeah,
supposed to be the chosen one.
the trade was a good trade. Um, Last one. Darvin Ham.
Mm.
Darvin Ham, Mr.
S-
Darvin Ham.
Salute.
All right, so he said a few things. He said a few things.
He
After the
said he
NBA
said
Cup.
he said a lot of things.
All right, my bad. Yeah. So he was talking to Mark Spears, and they were talking about when he was let go. And this is what he had to say: to do as well as I did, I swear to God, anywhere else, I'm probably looking at an extension with what I did. I'm not talking about feelings. I'm talking actual facts. They go from not making it to the playoffs to the final four in the NBA, the conference finals, and then you win the in-season tournament, navigate through all the injuries, win both your play-in games to get to the playoffs. People always talk about us losing to Denver, but they never talk about how we got to Denver. We beat a kick-ass young squad in Memphis, and we beat Golden State. So, like like you mentioned, not a few words, a lot.
Mhm.
And I could I'm gonna let you talk to see how you feel about
Mm.
the comment. And what me personally, when I was talking to the guys in the chat, I feel like this is pure politics. You don't talk when you're not doing well. Like the Bucks
100%.
hasn't been doing well, and Luke is in the bench. Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham, two guys that have been getting a lot of critiques lately as coaching. So I don't think you would talk about the Lakers situation of being let go. It's not
Mhm.
the right time. But now he won an NBA Cup. Bucks is going well. They're finding their groove. Gravy's right on top of the mash potato. It's doing well. You know, he got his emotion out a little bit. Like talked a little bit too much. So basically, to me, this is politics talk. He's protecting his brand. And when you're actually listening to what he said,
Mhm.
he's gonna grab a few people and be like, a conference final, didn't really lose bad to the Denver Nuggets, won the
Yep.
NBA tournament. Actually, that's not bad. Because now we're
Yeah.
looking at the view that he won another NBA Cup and then as an assistant coach, and then the Bucks are doing well. We some people are gonna have a different view, but to me, it's just politics. So I think he's just trying to extend his time in the NBA, showing people like, hey, this is what I did and this is why I got out. If it was anyone else, maybe they would have been there. But I think I did a good job my second year or something, like 2 years. I think I
Yeah.
did.
Only two
They
years.
allow me time and stuff like that. He just playing politics would be like, listen, man, I can do it. Like I don't think he's ever gonna be a coach anytime soon, but he's probably extending himself as an assistant coach because he's probably gonna be bounced back. A few other teams, just trying to be like when people look at it, be like, maybe that's not bad at all. Like executives, fans, and stuff like that. Personally, I don't think he's a very good coach. I'm not biting really much to what he's saying.
Mhm.
I'm blaming more Genie Bus and Rob because they've been patching up every team. Every season, their assessment is like, okay, it was Westbrook. Okay, it was Darvin Ham. But they've never fixed the squad, overall. So you're still going to encounter the same issues. And you're always going to blame it on just one person instead of like, globally assess the errors and then, like attack it from here. But yeah, I just think it's politics. Politics. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's fair. Like that's a fair point. But there's a quote that I can't remember the quote, but it was a like soccer. But it was something to the effect of the winners get get to tell the story, or and then the losers, whatever it is. I gotta find the quote. I'll find it and then I'll get back to you on that.
Mhm.
But I mean, to the winners, the spoils, man. He's in a position that he could talk, he could run his mouth, and when you look back at it, it's like, I mean, he ain't wrong, man. Like, the Denver Nuggets really, one of my
He ain't wrong because the Lakers are not in a good spot. That's why.
yeah. But
But
again, that's the
I don't think it would have made any difference if he was there or not. Because
100%,
globally they
100%,
have not fixed the team. We're just talking
100%.
because he won. And I think he
100%.
has the
And
right.
exactly, he has the right to talk smack because he won. The team is in this exact same position that he left it in because everybody keeps saying that, hey, whenever
Remember that
something
guy
goes
that
wrong,
said, what are they gonna say now?
whenever something goes wrong with the Lakers, they're always going to look for a scapegoat. And like to your point, Richie, it's like, hey, they're like, Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, they haven't really fixed the squad. I kind of disagree a little bit where I
What
think
they
that
do, Mike? What did they
I
do?
think I think
After they
that
lost to the Suns,
it's
what
it's
improvement has the
it's not
squad
about
made?
it's not about the squad. It's not about the squad. I think the hire of JJ Redick, they were thinking of was like, okay, this guy was a bad coach. And arguably, Darvin Ham is a bad coach. I don't think he's a good
Yeah.
coach. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
he's
he's
a
a
good
good coach
coach.
either.
But
Yeah.
he goes and it's like, all right, let me get somebody that actually understand the philosophy of basketball, and let's see if with X's and O's, because we've seen that before. Greg Popovich has never really coached a super talented team. Maybe once or twice in his career, like when he had Kawhi and Kawhi there with a few other players, that he had like a team that's like, oh my god, like ultra elite talent and stuff like that. But there's some teams that pop coach and you're like wondering like, how is this guy winning 62 games in a season? Because he figures out how to play with ball movement and all that stuff, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So basketball is played with five players, and sometimes talent on the court can be outdone by X's and O's and like hard work. So I think Rob Pelinka in that line of thinking was like, all right, maybe this guy and JJ Redick, with his passion and his knowledge and understanding of the game, can probably put some X's and O's and make a lot of these players that are what we call projects. Maybe he can make them work, like a Max Christie, all these other players, and he can make them work, and this team could actually be successful. So I kind of disagree there a little bit. But yes, the roster is not really great, but sometimes you can actually try to figure some stuff out and make it work. It's not like OKC had all the best talent in the world. Like, they developed these guys, man. Like, some of these guys that they played and they worked
Guys that
outside
are
of it.
developable that you
But
can guys that you can develop.
but
I don't
again,
think they
like,
have guys they can right now.
they
I
always
mean,
been
okay, there's a few guys now. There's a few guys now. There's the rookie. Forgot the name is escaping me a little bit.
Connect
But
Four,
yeah,
Dalton
but
Connect.
you do you think a guy like Christie is the future?
I don't think so, but at the time of the hiring, I think that's what Rob Pelinka is looking at.
Ugh,
There are players that
bro, you're the Lakers. You ain't got time to. You got to go out there and get the third guy. And they've been looking for a third guy for years, and they still haven't done it. That's their mistake.
100%. But
Oh, Austin
it's
Reeves
not.
is gonna be your third guy. Good luck.
It ain't easy, man. But I mean, we'll see what happens
No,
with
Mike,
them.
it's not easy, but it's been 4 years, bro.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years. I don't know. I don't know. They're gonna be the one this year. They don't have anyone they can blame. That's the thing. You can't blame JJ Redick. He's a rookie coach. You can't blame him.
They're gonna blame the aging of LeBron James. That's what they're gonna
That
do.
would be embarrassing. You're gonna blame Bronny James. You're
and
gonna
they
blame
gonna
AD.
and they gonna blame D'Lo.
Bro, D'Lo shouldn't. D'Lo has no business being still in the Lakers. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all I had
But Darvin Ham has earned the right to talk smack, man.
for a few weeks. Then it's gonna
You
go
know,
back to normal. Yeah. Enjoy your holidays, I guess.
14-0 in cup games.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna be talking. He's gonna be commenting. Well, what? Salute.
Salute.
All right, so that was it for the show. Um, we're gonna move to the last topic. Well, not the last topic. The last segment of this episode. It's called Sports Quiz. I have no idea what these questions are. Just picked it up One more. See what's gonna happen. I got Mike on a timer, so he doesn't run over time. And Mike, whenever you're ready, let me know.
Hit me.
All right. Let's start with the first one. Which sport has a Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York? Cooperstown, New York. Which sports has a Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York? Which sport?
What is Cooperstown, bro?
Bro, which sport? Which sport?
Oh, jeez. Hockey?
No, baseball. It's actually two questions. It's in the card. It's two questions. So the other one is, who did Jane Torville partner with in the 1984 Winter Olympics?
Bro, no. And was that for figure skating, or is this still for baseball?
No, it's not. It's a different question. It's two questions in the card. So
yeah, but what sport was it for? Was it for
baseball?
Figure? It was still for baseball.
No. This question, you don't know?
Yeah, the partnering. Was it for figure skating?
Winter Olympics. They didn't even name the sport.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, no idea.
Christopher Dean. All right, second card.
Oh my God, how could I forget? How did I forget Christopher Dean?
Christopher Dean. You ready for the second one? Let me see if it's better. From which country does caber tossing originate?
Bro, South Africa. I don't know.
Scotland.
All right.
Okay. I think you're gonna know this one.
In
which sport can you be awarded the Stanley Cup?
Hockey.
Yeah, you got one. Two more cards. Okay.
Shout outs for ESPN.
Come on, you know the Stanley Cup. Yeah. In total, how many Grand Slam titles did Billie Jean King win during her career?
Bro, what? I don't know. Let's go conservative. Let's do 13.
Oh, very low. 39.
Oh, damn,
man. Which sport events nickname roughly translates to the Big Loop? I think you know this one. I think you know it.
Is it NASCAR?
Nah.
Formula One?
One more try?
Formula One?
Nah.
La Tour de
France.
Oh, okay. Damn. Oh, okay.
Riding.
I see it. Yeah, I see it.
La Grande Boucle.
Yeah.
Nickname. All right, last card. Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be good. I think so. In what year was this first Super Bowl?
Ooh, that's kind of tough.
That's tough.
Let's go 1950. Let's go 1949. How about that?
Not bad, but 1967.
Oh, damn. What? I thought they were doing Super Bowls since like the 50s.
All right, so last one. Last one. I think you're gonna get this one. I'm happy for you because you're gonna get this one. What are the first names of tennis players, the Williams sisters?
Serena and Venus.
There you go.
My black card is still intact.
I was happy. I'm like, he's gonna get that one.
My black card is still intact.
You draw a good one right here. Okay, so I have so many cards, so we can do this again.
All right, bet.
Do this again. Yeah. All right. So, any last words before we end the show?
No, sir, man. Thank you, Marcus Rashford, MBE.
Oh, all right.
Rich has to go be a dad now.
This was episode 93, always available on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. All the credentials for Twitter. Why am I saying Twitter? He's gonna kick me out one day. X, sorry. Instagram, TikTok, and our X handles gonna be available on the comments. Be on the lookout. Thank you. Peace. Thank you for supporting. Are we gonna squeeze one more, Mike, before the Christmas? Think so?
We could try, yeah.
We can try. But if we don't, enjoy Christmas. We will definitely have a show before the New Year's, but we'll definitely try next week. We'll see. All right. Peace out. Peace.
Peace.